It's David Wakeman and Sven Wolf here coming at you today from What's in It for You TV. And today we want to talk about follow-up series and how you can connect with your subscribers and your prospects to make sure that you are able to generate great profits and great interest in your emails. So how are you doing today, Sven?
I'm doing good, David. How are you?
I'm doing good. I've been under a little weather a little bit this week, but I'm getting better. So I'm feeling good and glad I'm here.
Cool. Must be a lot of weather all over the world, because I know a lot of people that are under the weather.
Under the weather, over the weather, you know, but whether it be. So we're going to talk about how to follow up with people. Whether you're ready or not is what it is. So today we want to talk about how to follow up with your subscribers so that you can connect with them in a way that will help you to generate profits in your efforts, right?
I believe it is.
All right.
That's what we're going to talk about.
So let's.
That's what I prepared slides for.
Great, great. Well, why don't we bring up the slides and we'll go through it and let people know what we think is a beneficial way for them to create a follow-up sequence that will help them to generate more interest from their subscribers and more profits in the process.
Yeah, that would actually be cool. So let's see if I'm allowed to share the screen today. Okay, so that one. Start screen share.
All right. Well, let me. I'm going to swing over to your screen share. There you go. All right. I put you up as the main focus point. So we're talking about 5 key points to successful follow-ups.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's hit those bullet points real quick, and then we'll get into it.
All right, Mr. Sir. Okay, so 5 key points of successful follow-up. The first of all, it's type as if writing to a friend, and it's basically it means be yourself. Focus on giving value. Don't always sell. Keep it short and to the point. Be consistent, and always end with a call to action. So let's start with the first point. Type as if writing to a friend. So one of the main reasons, at least what I believe, is it seems more genuine and sincere and real.
Well, when you're talking, I agree with you completely, Sven. When you're talking to a friend, you talk differently, you interact differently with somebody that you know than when you're trying to talk to a group of people. You know, I mean, it's always more difficult to talk to an audience than it is to talk one-on-one with somebody like we are today.
Exactly. And when you're talking to a friend, I mean, imagine yourself trying to convince your friend of something. You don't talk to your friend as you would do to a prospect.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. You just present your arguments differently, or what you're trying to explain. You present it just completely differently.
Exactly. And as you want to connect with people, language is very important. How you express yourself, and that is our next bullet point. The language is often more informal when you're talking to a friend. It's not as, hello, Mr. Sir, I'm a professional salesman and I want you to have this because it's very important to your business. It's more like, hey, you should check this product out. I mean, I think it would be beneficial for your business. Why don't you just check it out and let me know what you thought of it? I mean, it's a real big difference when it comes to talking to a friend or talking to someone that you don't know.
How true, how true. You know, it's not a commercial. It's it's just a genuine offer of information.
Exactly.
And of course it's very important that you're connecting with those people. So if you're trying to be salesy, well, then you'll turn people off. I mean, that's why they created DVRs, right? So we could fast forward through the commercials. So so you have to think of it that way, though. I mean, realistically, if we were always trying to pitch, when I get those emails over and over and over again, like I know everybody else does, it's like I turn that person off. I start seeing their emails come in, and I just say, well, that's just another sales pitch, another sales pitch, another sales pitch. You've got to be able to offer value in a way that resonates with the person, that, as if you were telling your friend how to do something, and then explain to them why this tool or resource or whatever it may be, program, will make it easier for them to do those things that they're trying to do anyhow.
Precisely. You nailed it, buddy. Okay, so that's our next point, being less informal and being less salesy. I mean, imagine yourself meeting your friend, and he has something to recommend for you. A movie, a new shampoo that is fantastic for your hair, especially for us that has some tendencies for baldness, and he says, "Wow, you got to check this out. I just got more hair in just a week using this product." I mean, would you go check that shampoo out? Of course, women already know all this, but you're more likely to go check the product out if you get it through recommendation of a friend. But if someone were to knock on your door, slam their foot in between the door and the step and everything, and they are trying to push in a bottle of this shampoo, you'd probably go get your shotgun or whatever.
Sure. I mean, it's like when you're thinking about trying out a new restaurant, and a couple of your different friends, said, "Yeah, man, I had dinner there, took my wife there for dinner, or took my husband there for dinner, whatever, and it was awesome. The food was great. It was reasonably priced. We really enjoyed it. It was a great atmosphere, and they treated us like gold." And you have two or three of you people that telling you the same thing, giving you a feedback that says, you really got to try this place out. You're going to have a tendency to say, "Hey, let's go try this restaurant out." And it's the same concept when it's like, I'm using this new tool because I was having a difficult time creating this or doing this or whatever it may be, and I found this tool, I gave it a whirl, and you know what? It made this so much easier because it took away me having to do this, and this, because it automated it for me, or something like that. Because now you've told them something that makes sense, that will resonate with that person. And you're not selling them anything, you're just telling them about the benefits it gave you.
Precisely. So that's why we want to keep it as informal as possible and talk as if talking to a friend.
Right, and I just wanted to say wishful thinking for you on the shampoo.
Well, you have to have dreams.
All right, what's the next point?
Well, it's focused on giving value.
All right.
And really what it boils down to is you have your own experiences, and you have your own thoughts, and you have learned stuff through your time online, offline, and you probably have something that you're pretty good at, and you can share tips, tricks, whatever, just having some sort of information that is good quality that you can give. And it's usually your own thoughts that gives the spin to the information that is already out there. Because let's just face it, everything that we're talking about, you can find it somewhere else, but you can't get it with our spin to it. You can't get it with our personality behind it. We have our experiences, and we have tested different stuff, and we have different kinds of values to add to the information that you can find anywhere, basically. But it's that personality behind the information that is important, and that's what resonates with people, and that's why your own thoughts on something is so important.
Yeah, that's right on. Basically what you're doing is you're sharing your expertise. Because we experiment with different things, we work with different things, we approach everything, whether it be mowing the lawn or building a list or interacting with people, we all do it a little bit differently, and we all have different expertises and different ways of approaching the same the same subject, the same whatever it is you're trying to do. And so by sharing your expertise in a way that is gives great value, helps that person build a relationship with you, even though you're not talking to them face to face,
Hmm.
because you're sharing knowledge that you've gained through your efforts and through your experiences. You're sharing an expertise that they wouldn't have otherwise had available to them, right?
Exactly. Spot on.
So, what else are we talking about here for
Yeah, well,
focusing?
well, with that in mind, having your own thoughts to something, recommending products, websites, and resources is one way to give value. And of course, it's a website that you've been at, that you like, and that you would recommend to your friend or even to your mother. I mean, if you always have that in the back of your mind, would your mother like this? You're usually safe. So using your own products, not your own, but using the products that you recommend and the resources, it goes hand in hand with adding your own thoughts to the results of what you gain from this fantastic shampoo, for example, or the restaurant. I mean,
Yeah,
you always have your circle of influence in your neighborhood or whatever, that you have this conversation about something, and you know that once you find people that think alike and have similar tastes like you can usually go by their recommendation. So if they say that restaurant is fantastic, 99% of the times it will be fantastic for you too.
very true, very true. And the thing is that if you're going to recommend something, whether it be an article that somebody wrote, or a website that you think will provide value, or a plugin for your website, or whatever that resource is, make sure that you've experienced it, that you have direct knowledge of it. I see too often people just grabbing a product because they see, a whole bunch of other people marketing it, and they just throw it out there without ever, trying it out. And it because that product, person that created the product created an autoresponder series, an email or a banner ad or whatever. So they say, well, I think this is cool because this person, that person, and the other person who's been, I've been getting their emails from are using it or are promoting it. Then it must be great. So let me promote it. But you don't know anything about it, so you can't promote it in a way that would actually resonate, because you're using somebody else's words to tell them about something that, if you just took the time to stop, review the product, use it, try it out, test it, find the pros and cons of it, and then tell somebody about your experience with it, you would gain so much more, and you would gain so much more um, respect and credibility from the people that have subscribed to your list, or that are following your website or your newsletter or whatever that delivery mechanism may be.
Yep. I actually got another point of view coming when it comes to recommending products that someone else has recommended to you. And you can do it a little sneaky style. If you have someone that you know, like, and trust, and you know that this guy has been delivering before, and for example, you and me, if you were to recommend a product to me, I know that it would provide value for me. And
Right.
I don't even have to test it out. I can recommend it to someone else because I know that we correlate, we have the same type of interests. But I can add that to my email that I send out to my list, that I got this recommendation from the my partner and my friend in need. And I can recommend something because I have the trust for you. We already built up that relationship.
Sure. Sure. You know, you're not recommending it necessarily because you've used the product, but because you trust the person who's recommended that product to you, you feel comfortable in saying, "Hey, look, this person told me about this product. I haven't had a chance to work with it yet, but I know I can trust and rely on him not giving me garbage." And that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Awesome.
So next
Awesome
point.
idea. Awesome idea.
Provide valuable tips and ideas. So this also goes hand in hand with the good quality information with your own thoughts. And let's say you have bought a product and it's awesome in all aspects, and it's super duper good, and it's quality, and the training behind it is very good, but you have some other tips and ideas. You've tested the product in a way that the product creator didn't even think of. Give that as a bonus to your subscribers. So that will make you look even more awesome because you gave them something that the product creator didn't even think about.
Sure, sure. You know, anytime you can put a little, different spin on something that somebody else is using, that you find a different way to tweak it.
Mhm.
Wow, share that. That's like gold. That's a golden nugget that you're sharing. One of the things I found when I was first getting started, and I know that probably most of the people out there that are just getting started, and some that have probably been around for a while, they get into a niche, they want to do something, but they don't feel like they have value. And what I didn't realize at first, and probably most of the people who just get started don't realize is that I learned how to set up a website. I learned how to research a domain. I learned how to research a niche and these things. And we take that as, well, everybody knows that.
Mhm.
But you know what? That new person that's coming online that may be looking to you for knowledge doesn't know how to do it, and doesn't know how to do it in the way that you learned to do it that was effective and successful for you. Because even though this guy over here is telling you this is the way you do it and it's effective for him, doesn't mean it's going to necessarily be effective for you. So everything that we learn, and share those tips, share those things, how to script a headline in an email, or how to what we're doing right now, how to interact with somebody in a way that resonates, that doesn't turn them away to think that you're trying to sell them something. Because right now we're not trying to sell anything. We have nothing to sell today other than knowledge. And that's really what you're trying to do when you're trying to follow up with people.
Yeah. And well, we do have something to sell, and it's us. We're trying to sell us
True.
as personalities, as um, a source of knowledge for you that don't know all this stuff already. And perhaps even if you've already done all of this, you can always find golden nuggets in everyone. And I mean, I bet I could get a guru to find value in what I have to say or what I have to give. I mean, we are so many people on this earth, and everyone has different experiences to the same type of events.
Yep,
So I
exactly.
believe we can give so much fantastic information, even though I can just take an example. I I did my first consulting slash coaching job. Um, I think it was 3 months after I came online. I had just finished a course, and I learned it, applied it, took it into my knowledge, and tweaked it, added my own thoughts, added my own um, tweaks that I thought would make it even more efficient. And I went out and sold that, and I didn't even have to sell it. I just provided value, gave it to people, just showed them how to do it. And suddenly they asked, Sven, how much can I pay you to do this for me and let me watch when you're doing it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, fine. Well, $300 could make my day.
Sure, sure.
So I sat there for 2 hours, got paid $300 for just doing and teaching what I've just learned 3 months earlier. So I mean, you are always more knowledgeable than the one that comes in online 1 month from now.
Exactly.
And you have your twists, your tweaks, your spins to everything. And if you really focus and put an effort in adding value to this fantastic golden nugget that you already have, polish it, make it look better, make it more efficient, just do something with the knowledge that you've acquired. You will be super awesome from the start. You don't even really have to put effort. You just do.
Yep. So what else we got?
Well,
Let's go ahead and
this is what I just talked about. Inspire action. This is what we try to do. We try to inspire action. We want you to take what you get from this call, take what you get from our earlier calls, and do something about it. Do something with it. Apply it. Research more information about it and take action. Because that's, I mean, the information is completely worthless if you don't do something about it. If you have a stack of dollar bills, say $200,000 bills on your desk at home, it's totally useless if you don't ever do anything with it.
just another piece of paper. You're 100% right. If you don't take action, then it's not. It just might as well not even bother, because it's not going to take action on its own. So all right, what was our third bullet point?
Keep it short and to the point.
There you go. There you go. All right, so let's keep it short and to the point. So
Exactly.
what does that mean exactly? It means, you want. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, it means engage. Keep it short and to the point. Don't do what I do when we have those calls, wander off in 10 different directions. Keep it to the point and try to engage them as soon as they open their email.
Let me ask you a question. This is perfect to the point. Engage immediately. When you get an email from somebody that you subscribe to, and it's like 18 pages long, how long are you going to spend reading that email versus one that's got maybe half a dozen sentences, short, sweet, to the point, and says, "Hey, by the way, check this out." Which ones you think you're going to read, or which one would you read?
Well, that's a really tough question because it's got two answers. I mean, first of all, if I got 18 pages, I will definitely spend more time reading that email than I would if it were just 3-4 lines. But it is all about the engagement.
Mm-hmm.
The more you can engage your audience, your subscribers, your customers, the longer you can keep on ranting in different direction, as long as you got a point in the end. So as long as you can engage them, you go for it. But when it comes to emails, we don't want to read long emails very often. So I would say stay on the safe side and keep them short and to the point and engage them. The first thing, and actually engage immediately, that's the subject line.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you've got if you have a really good subject that you're really sharing some great content with, a longer email will resonate and you will read through it. But when you're just trying to convey a message, that short email with a link maybe to a video or to an article or something like that is much more effective because you've engaged them. You said, "Hey, look, I learned about this. Check this out. Watch my video, or go over to this website and read this article because I think it's of great value to you." But when you have those really long emails, I know from my standpoint, I tend to get about 2 paragraphs into them and going, get to the point. and I move on because it's too difficult to keep somebody engaged in a long email, whereas a video or a website article is much more likely to engage somebody and keep their attention for a longer period of time. So when you're sending out emails, because we're talking about follow-ups, when you're
Hmm.
sending out a follow-up, you want it to be, very concise, very immediately, this is the reason why you want to continue reading, and then give them value, and then get off of it and send them to where you want them to see what the value is really all about. Because you can't sell it, you can't sell the value, or you can't present the value well enough on an email as you can on a website, or as you can on a video, or even an audio or something of that nature.
Exactly. And it goes totally hand in hand with the two next points here. Email readers have short attention. They don't want to keep reading. They are impatient. And I mean, you want to focus on getting to the the point as quickly as possible, because when someone gets into their email, they scan it through. Okay, they check the subject line. Is it interesting? Is it from someone that I've subscribed to? Is it from someone that I know? And once I open the email, I mean, we talk elevator pitches. What is it like? You have
Yeah.
15 to 30 seconds to deliver your full message. When it comes to emails, you have like 8, 9 seconds to deliver the whole package, and in those 8 seconds, that's the subject line, that's the first sentence, and you gotta have them engaged and ready to click by the 9th second, or you will have to be super fantastic on copywriting to keep them reading. But my shortest email ever is basically "Hey you" as a subject line, and then just I don't have time to waste your I don't want to waste your time. Just click the link and check out the video.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Worked perfectly. My longest email is basically 1 or 2 sentences, but perhaps even 3 sentences, um, putting in the link and then just repeating why they should click the link, added another link, and just repeated another time. Hey, check the link out now. Do it now. You got to check this out because of this. Check it out now. So it
Yeah.
was really only 2 sentences long, but I just repeated it all over 3 times. So, okay, so David,
Yes.
you wonder what the empty inbox mentality was.
Yeah. 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 Explain that,
So,
because it's an interesting way of perceiving what we were just talking about, the need to be short, sweet, and to the point.
mhm. That's actually um, there's someone on the internet that actually has a time hacks and efficiency tips, and he um, has this tip that is all about empty inbox mentality. And you want to create filters in your inbox. You want to create all those different stuff, and you skim through all your emails, and you basically, if there's someone that you don't know, you delete it, filter it out. If it's a subject line that you don't recognize in any way, you delete it. If the subject line that just don't make any sense to you, you delete it. So it's all about emptying your inbox. And the small portion of risk here is that you accidentally delete an email that you actually needed to read or wanted to read. But when people have the empty inbox mentality, they are so focused on just deleting the messages. So you really got to grab their attention with your subject line before they have even reached your subject line and ready to click delete.
That's it. You've got to hit them. You've got to get to them before they stand over the digital bit buckets.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, well,
So
you can compare it to people standing directly over the trash bin, just sorting sorting their
mhm.
regular mail. The empty inbox mentality is basically just taking the whole bunch, look at the colors of the envelopes, and basically just throwing all of those away that is not white or whatever the color is that you're usually getting bills and stuff that you actually want.
Right. Right.
All right.
Exactly. Okay. So
So 2 to 3 sentences, call to action, and a link. That's what
short,
I
sweet,
call
to the
short.
point.
Short, yeah.
Yep. Short,
So
sweet, and to the point.
exactly. Hey there, this is Sven. I got this cool, awesome product that will do this and this for you. Check it out on the link below. I mean, do you really need more than that?
No, no, you really don't.
I don't even have to introduce myself in my emails, but I do for some reason. But they see it's from me. They see that in the name line, okay, from Sven Wolf, okay. And the subject line say, whatever, check this video out, okay. Basically, I could just add a link to it and hope people will click it or not. But just keeping it as short as possible, but still engaging them to read the whole email and inspire them to click the damn link.
All right.
All
So what
right,
else we got going here?
we got to be consistent. That means we have to send emails in the same interval. If we started sending daily emails, we can't just stop sending daily emails and go to weekly or monthly, because people will get used to your tempo or whatever you would call it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not there when they expect you to be, they will not. It's kind of that they lose trust for you and they forget about you. If you send weekly, you should not start sending bi-weekly or monthly, but you can wait a couple of days. If you usually send on Thursdays and you're not there on Thursday but on Saturday, that usually is fine, but they will get used to your kind of pattern in sending. So they will, if you're providing good quality always, if you followed our first 3 points, they will actually wait for your email. If they know you send an email every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern, sometimes subscribers will actually sit by their email account, click update, just waiting for your email.
If you're providing value, they will look for your email to come, and and it all depends on your niche. I mean, some niches you want to be more communicative, and some you only want to communicate with them once or twice a week, or even once or twice a month, because it depends on the people that you're talking to and the frequency of information that's available and the knowledge you want to share. So there is no cut and dry. I know some people will tell you you need to send an email twice a day, you need to, this and that, but it really depends on the niche. I mean, I worked a golf website and been working that for several years, and I found that when I just communicated once a week and gave them knowledge and give them value, that I got a much more receptive group of subscribers than when I was trying to send them stuff almost every day. It was, and as a matter of fact, I sent out a survey and said, how often would you like to hear from me? I gave them the option, am I sending it to you too often, or what? And the general consensus was, I only need to hear from you once a week. I like what you're giving me. I like what you're sharing. But really, I've only got time to read it once a week. So, doing more than that really was a waste of time and counterproductive. So
yeah, and you have a point in when they say they don't have time reading it more than once a week. If you send more often to them, they will feel overwhelmed and they will feel obliged to read your emails because they subscribe to your list. They want to read your emails, and you are sending them so much stuff all the time, and they will feel bad if they don't catch up. So they will rather unsubscribe and not have that kind of pressure.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if you get them into the flow from the beginning, sending them every other day or every once in a while per week. It doesn't have to be exact dates and times and days and all that. It just has to be, I send perhaps 3 emails per week. Sometimes it's Saturday, sometimes it's Monday, sometimes so, but at least they will know that it's there sometime during the week. And depending on what type of occasion you are sending for, if you're sending for a launch update for a product, they will probably want to have more emails to keep themselves updated. If you're just sending out the weekly newsletter, they wouldn't want it more often because they will have that as a Friday entertainment when they're doing their thing in their booth instead of work. 3 p.m.
Sure.
where it's almost time to punch out, and you're just waiting for time to go, and well, there you are, checking the email again, and you find that email that you've been waiting for the whole week.
Yep. Okay, so what else we got as far as being consistent?
Well, first
Perfect.
of all, you have to use the lingo and jargon for your niche. So you will have to speak the same language as your audience. And that doesn't mean English, Swedish, Japanese, or Chinese. It means the way we talk. If I were to talk with truckers, I have one way of talking to them using specific niche-specific words. For example, truck,
Hmm.
or just car, or boogie and that stuff. And when I'm talking to someone in the musical industry, I wouldn't use the same language. I wouldn't use the same approach. I would probably be more laid back when it comes to music. And when I talk to truckers, it's more the manly, macho. And sadly, that is not just a stereotype. It's actually like that, at least here.
Sure. No, that's pretty. Yeah, I mean, the point is that if you're trying to communicate with say 20-year-olds, you don't want to talk to them like you're talking to a 50-year-old, and vice versa. I mean, 20-year-olds use different key words that are common to them in their communication that are totally different from a 50-year-old or a 60-year-old or a 30-year-old for that matter. So there's, and it goes from niche to niche. I mean, I don't want to tell somebody playing golf, I don't want to talk to them as if I were talking to somebody that was a chef or a cook. And just like you said, I don't want to talk to a trucker like I was talking to a musician because they're going to go, okay, you
What's
just,
wrong with you?
yeah, exactly, exactly. So you got to make sure that you understand the language that whoever your audience is uses, and then use that language.
Yeah. And And as for using the same type of a lingo, also the way you talk, if you have a way, me for example, I'm obnoxious, I'm impolite, I curse a lot, and if I do that in my videos and people still subscribe, that's probably because they can relate to that. And if I all of a sudden would create a video where I don't say one bad word, I'm formal, um, probably they would starting to wonder, hey, what is he doing? So that could work as a pattern interrupt, so just to get their attention, but I wouldn't create a whole video with only that if I know that they are used to my way of speaking, used to my way of teaching. For example, if I all of a sudden were to be very formal on these calls, hey there, Mr. David Wakeman, how has your day been today? And you know, that wouldn't really relate to you as an audience, and
Hey,
probably David would hang up on me immediately.
all right, what else we got, Sven?
Do not use hype. Being excited is okay though. But it's a pretty big difference between using hype and being excited, because it's a fine line. But when you're excited about something and it comes from the heart, it will show through, even though you're typing, it will show for some super magical reason. People will feel when you're excited. But if you're just using hype, like, oh, this is awesome, it's super cool, oh, you gotta check this out because I haven't seen anything cooler since we landed on the moon. I mean, I don't know, whatever. If you use hype just to make it seem like you're excited, people usually will be able to tell.
Definitely, definitely.
Am I that? Do I really give that much information that you don't have anything to add?
Well, I just don't. You don't want to try and over overemphasize something. I mean, if you've got something that you really are keen on, and you're really excited about, that you really feel is very beneficial, hey, it's okay to express that, but don't do it just because you're trying to pitch
Sell
something.
something.
Right, exactly. So
Yeah.
that's really what that's all about. So
Yeah. Don't
what
be
else?
salesy.
Huh? Yeah, don't be salesy. Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So here's the deal. Every email should have a purpose. So always end with a call to action. And here's the thing. It's not always about making a sale. It could sometimes just be to leaving a comment. Click the link in the email. Just reply, connect, or share on social media. For example, Facebook, perhaps befriending you on Facebook or Twitter, follow you on Twitter. It could, of course, be making a purchase, but it's not always what you want. You just want to make sure that they read the email and then take action upon something. And it could be like homework. You could give them something, for example, a video, 10-minute video. And in the video, you give them a call to action that, okay, now write down these 5 things and email it to me. For example, if I've gone through the key steps to creating a good follow-up email and a whole sequence, perhaps we could give you a call to action after this call. Please write up 2 or 3 follow-up emails that you think would be very good, and just send them to us. You can email them or whatever. That would be some sort of a call to action, and it doesn't really provide money value for us, but it would confirm to us that you've taken the information, it was good enough for you to take action on it, and you actually wanted us to check it out, to perhaps give you some tips or ideas on how to improve it. Because let's just face it, we've been doing this probably longer than you. Even if it's only a week longer, we probably have picked up something along the way.
Well, the point is that just to send a message is pointless. You want to engage your audience. You want to inspire them to make a decision to do something, whether it be, click on a link and watch a video, click on a link and go to a website and read an article, leave a comment, send a response, make a purchase, or follow me, like you said, on Twitter or on Facebook, or whatever. But the point is that if you're going to send follow-up, you need to be engaging. You need to give value. You need to provide something that will resonate with your audience, and then ask them to do something. Okay, and it does. And every time you're going to ask them to do something does not mean that you're asking them to buy something. So,
well, don't ask them to do something. Tell them.
Well, tell them. Yeah, you're right. Tell them to do something.
Military style. Do this.
Yeah. Click on the link now and go watch my video. Click on the link
Exactly.
now and go read my article. Click on the link now and meet me on Facebook, whatever it may be, but you tell them to do something. And just like we're getting ready to tell you that you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So
Exactly.
when you're ready to go, make sure you click on the subscribe button because we'll be having a lot more great, valuable videos like this and live events like this, and you don't want to miss any.
Yeah. And we'll leave comments if you think it was valuable, or if you think it was crap. Please leave a comment. Tell us what you want from us. Um,
Take action and leave a comment and subscribe to the channel today.
exactly. And like it if you like it, and share it with your friends. Share it to. It's actually a duty when you have a subscribers list, when you have an email list. It is your duty to make sure they take action. If you see it as it is your duty, if it's the last thing you do today, you are going to make sure someone takes action. That is a good way to see it. At least I think it is. I'm always trying to make people take action because we've been spending 50 minutes now, and we'll spend another 10 minutes, so about an hour creating this. All not counting in the preparations for everything, but we've been spending about an hour to give you information, give you our thoughts, and we would be devastated if we see nobody would take action on it, or not even telling us it's crap. I mean, that would just be totally pointless. So that's why we want you to check this out and do take action on it. Try it out. If you don't think it's good, well, at least try it out and you'll be sure.
All
All
right.
right,
Well,
so
I think we pretty well covered the subject of dealing with follow-up sequences and how
yeah,
to be effective in dealing with follow-up sequences. So
yeah.
what do we want to talk about next time, Sven?
I don't know. What do we want to talk about next time?
Well, you know what? Why don't you leave us a comment and tell us what you need to what you need us to share with you. Just leave us a comment, subscribe, and we'll make sure we cover it in the upcoming weeks.
Yep.
Most important thing is that we want to make sure that we're providing value for you and giving you insight on how to be more effective in what you do in building a business.
Yeah. And what I also would like for you to do, if you reach this far into the end of this video, you see there is a slide saying open discussion. We got name and email, or email only sign up, single opt-in or confirmed opt-in. And confirmed opt-in is the same as double opt-in. Well, it's actually not the same, but that's what people call it. And preloaded follow-up sequence or live broadcast. For you that have tested and tried it out, what is your point of view? What is your 2 cents on this? What do you think is more efficient? What is your experiences? Did you have more signups when you used name and email, or email only? Did you have more action takers when you had a preloaded follow-up sequence, or live broadcast, sending out emails as you write them? Did you have better luck with single opt-ins or confirmed opt-ins? Leave us comments below and let us know your thoughts. And as David said, give us something to talk about in 2 weeks.
And you know what, Sven? I thought that was a perfect segue into what we will talk about the next time we come around, is how to set up your autoresponder and your web forms to be effective in not only getting subscribers, but communicating with them through your autoresponder. And I think that would be an excellent opportunity for us to share some insights on the questions that you just posed.
Cool.
Well, Sven, it's been a pleasure today. I really enjoyed this conversation. I think we got some great things out there, and I hope that it will give somebody the opportunity to go ahead and take action. Take action, make something happen. That's the only way you're going to learn. You got to learn by taking action. So Sven, uh, I hope you have a great rest of the weekend, and looking forward to our next conversation.
Cool, and I hope you have a great weekend too, and I hope the listeners and the viewers are happy that you didn't have to watch my ugly face the whole night.
All right,
So,
Sven.
as we said, comment, subscribe, do everything, and do it now, because this video is about to end, so do it now. And I'll see you, David, and we'll see you in the What's in It for You TV, WIFYTV.com show, all that cool stuff. We'll see you in the next episode of Wi-Fi TV. Take
All
care.
right, take care.